So, as you know, as you know, it's the Haiti Biz Economic News Show, Monday to Friday, right? Bringing you news that allow you to engage, right? Stay informed, and react to the most optimal way for your business, investment, and entrepreneurial activity. Today is the 2nd of April. We're doing the Facebook Live because we don't have the bandwidth to do the traditional show, but that's fine because it allows me to interact directly with you guys live on the interwebs. I'm in places. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, and I am on IG. And shouts out to the folks who are in. We got a GMP studio in the IGs. What's up? What's up? And again, I welcome comments. I welcome folks to type in. I have a poll going on Facebook right now. Right, the question is very telling. Very telling. Should we be investing in the rehabilitation of the stadium, right? And you already know what direction I'm going, right? With this conversation that we're talking about the fact that Haiti has successfully. Let me do something. Let me do a split screen. That would be pretty cool. Let's do something. And this way I can have both the live and the Facebook at the same time. Status, and I don't have to be tabbing over. And all right, let's see if it lets me do that. Ball status. Oh, that is correct. We got both on the screen, and I got the IG. We good to go. We are good to go here. But the problem though is that can't see the chat. Zoom out of this. Zoom out. It's okay. We're zoomed out. Perfect. Do the same thing with this. Zoom out a little bit. Can't miss y'all chat. That's the whole point. That is the whole point. All right. Cool. We're looking good. All right. Oh, we got a comment. Just stop by. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it. Thanks for staying low. So today, news, we have, first off, hats off to the Haitian national football team. We beat Cuba on the 24th of March. What? We beat Cuba 2-1. Massive. Nazon was one of them. I got one of the early goals, right? And we followed up with another goal, and we were able to win it. We were able to win it. I didn't know about this. This is bad. I'm so busy. My head is so down the hole. I didn't even know there was a game going on. So I'm seeing, different people of notoriety posting on their IG about the game. I'm like, what? Where is this? This is Miami? Where was going on? And come to find out, it was here in Pop in Stadium Sylvio Cator, and I didn't know. But believe me, since we won and we qualified for League 8 for the Gold Cup, I am going to be there. I am going to be. Let's do something about this. I am going to be, there in attendance. And I tell you, believe me, if I can SeeJeanty this, believe me, I need to figure out a way to get some contacts over over at the folks who run the Haitian Football Federation, and see if I can get a SeeJeanty episode or 2 on this, because I think that would be fantastic highlight we got going on, right? And so again, hats off to those guys and their efforts to make it, and hopefully we can keep this going. Lately, the Haitian soccer team has been, both and female, have been doing very well across the board. And so again, hats off to what they're doing, and hopefully they keep on doing it and keep on pushing and keep on succeeding, because they're making us proud, right? So, but here's the thing. Here's what we got to talk about, guys. We got to talk about the fact that does it make sense that, well, first off, because this is an economic news show, right? We're here to talk about not just about sports, right? But we're here to talk about we have right? We have teachers who are getting paid. We have serious infrastructure issues. We got electricity. We don't have electricity, right? In lots of parts of the country, right? But yet stadium, right? That Penn Stadium, and I think that's we hear all across the world, fields being built with public money, and you have can much more intuitively be argued is fine. And so, and we have folks saying like, listen, we have other issues we can spend the money on. And so the question is, does it make sense? And just how much what we're talking about here. So in 2012, you know how much that cost? That cost $700,000. US. And this is back when the good exchange rate was probably what, in 50, 40, right? So we're talking about real money, right? And then they built branch offices for the federation, and that cost, you ready for this? This cost $300,000. What? And then the lighting system had to be redone because lighting hadn't been redone since it was built back in 1973, and that cost, you ready for this? Another $700,000, right? So altogether, I was done in 2012, ran somewhere around. Can't forget that Digicel also combined contributed $100,000 to redo bleachers, provide uniforms, redo locker room. And again, so again, when you sit back and look, we're pushing almost $2 million back in 2012, and we still have folks, and it's still not up to standard by many people, right? It's still not up to standard to a Soldier Field, right? It's still not up to standard to the Sun Life Stadium, or if it's still called that down in South Florida. I think it's called something else now, right? And so, there's going to be even more money spent, I say hundreds of thousands, but in the millions potentially, right? And you still have some serious social and economic issues that Haiti needs to deal with, that we know Haiti needs to deal with, right? And so, what's the right answer, right? I know for my, I don't want to sound pinky up, but I've done analysis on this back in graduate school, and the fact is, it's a very big question mark on whether the money, right? And it's not just me. There's economics who do this, who do analysis full time, right? Who all say that it's you really have to stress the assumptions here, right? Spillover effect and secondary and third effects, right? And you got to be real generous with the assumptions of how much money is going to stay, recirculate in that economy. You got to be real generous in those assumptions to just break even, not even talk about profit, right? Talk about just money that's going to go into and make the the arguments goes, oh no, it's gonna bring tourism, it's gonna bring economic development for the area, all right? But study after study shows that's generally not the case, right? The return that you get back in just monetary perspective isn't usually nowhere near what's put in. Right now, you can't quantify. Haiti, si on paye football, I can't. I know if I'm driving around Pat, right? I know there's a football game going on. You know why? Because there's a group of men, 20 or 30, huddled from, it's a barbershop or if it's just a street store, they're huddled up from that store to the street, huddled together, watching a football game, right? Ronaldinho, right? You can literally hear people screaming. So it is a big deal for Haitians in football, right? It's a big deal, right? And you can say you can't really quantify it. You can't quantify that good positive energy, especially in a country where it's day to day, it's difficult to be able to escape. You can't quantify that, right? But we got to quantify it. And since we can't quantify it necessarily, we can't really include that, right? And so from just a strictly monetary perspective, study after study shows it makes sense, right? But nonetheless, the minister came out, get HaitiBizNews.com. I got the article pinned up. Came up and said, we need to spend some money, and I think there's some pressures from CONCAF to further modernize our facility and to get it even better. And so there's going to be some expenditure spent that's going to happen. And so, what's my personal opinion on the matter? It's that improve our international perception will indeed have spillover, right? Will indeed have the most important spillover, which is showing that there is capacity and capability for nice, big, great things in the country and bring things to us more in an economic standpoint. That's my personal opinion, right? Anything that we do to improve the perception and investments, any investment, but something like this that is symbolic. Soccer fields are very symbolic. And of course, if we do it the right way, we avoid corruption, right? We keep costs at a reasonable level. I don't see anything wrong with spending on this, right? I think it should happen. Analysis. How do you gain? How do you win? Now, the area has a notoriety to it, right? So it's not necessarily. Maybe there was a time where it made sense for folks and businesses to set up there, but not lately. I think a lot of businesses have moved to PV because of discussions and concerns of security, et cetera. But certainly a investment in a particular area, it's a good thing. And so if you can get in that area, right? And if not, even if your business is located a ways away and promote a lot of billboards in the area, a lot of things you can do to get a presence in that area, especially on game day. I think that's a win from that perspective. Right, and we got a comment. Let me grab that. Let me grab that. We got Debbie. I can't quite read you. It's a bit far away. I had to shrink my stuff, but it says Haiti's government has proven it's unable to efficiently add capital, are able to obtain an acceptable value from. Yeah. I mean, you're right. So it's certainly a crapshoot, right? In terms of getting this investment, if they do decide to go ahead and purchase and not purchase but invest, it's certainly going to be a problem for them to actually gérer Cobla. So I agree with you, Debbie. That's a great comment. Don't get it twisted. I'm not naive in the reality of the Haitian government. Believe me. But we'll see at the end of the day what is done, and I think whatever is done will certainly help with the image, right? And the goal, and the thing is, when the corruption happens, it's got to happen. There needs to be hopefully some accountability down the road, and I feel optimistic about the next election. We'll see how things happen, because there's been so much pressure building up from the bottom and from the top to get at least to do something, to at least chip away at some of this very thick corruption that's in this country. But anyways, before I digress, that's another new story. I'll get into that. Right. So in terms of what can you do to key in on, right? I know a lot of folks who are tour agents. I have a lot of folks who follow me and who are in contact with me who are tour agents and in the tour business. This is a fantastic opportunity to potentially build a tour package, right? Where you can safely bring folks to the stadium and safely bring them back out, right? So that's another opportunity for those in the tourism game. Anyone who has hotels, that's something around. The games are going to start in September, so I'm looking for some tour packages being promoted and book. Anyone out there watching me is in that business, send me a DM. I'd love to put your package on my site and get you some business. And so that's one idea. And finally, I'll leave you with this. This is what happens in America, right? And although you're not big enough to do brand deals potentially, but literally incorporate as much as you can into this state, into this event, because there's going to be a lot of folks, talking about it and researching it and searching for it. So as much as you can incorporate our participation in this into your promotions and what you're doing, that's certainly a way to ride the wave. Now, especially if we win, right? Especially if you can string a win or two during the series, it's gonna be even better, even more fantastic. Right. So I think that's where we're gonna end it. Right. As always, I appreciate folks who watch the stream while it's on air. I know my time is not too consistent, but I guess apparently we're airing every day around 9, even though my goal was to do it around 8. But so tune in around 9. I hope we can get back to our regular production of the Haiti Biz News Show maybe by Thursday. I think we might be able to get back to it, but we'll see. But again, I don't mind this. I don't mind being on 3 different lives at once and have an opportunity to communicate with folks and read comments and everything. But we'll see. We'll see if we do it this way or not. Oh, take some. Absolutely, man. Go ahead, Jacques George. Before I get off, I welcome any questions that you folks may have. Shout out from MIA. Really appreciate. Yo, man. Thanks, man. That's words of encouragement is really what it's all about. You know what I mean? So I thank you for watching. Definitely subscribe. I appreciate you, Oliver. All right. Go ahead, Jacques. Type it up. We're about to wrap it up. What's your question, brother? I appreciate it, Oliver. Definitely subscribe, and again, we'll try to be on air when we are on air around noon, around 9. Local flights from Port-au-Prince to Okai. All right, what's the question? I've never flown. I've never done it. I've never done a flight from Okai, so I don't know which airline even does it, to be frank with you. I'm totally ignorant on that. But I do know there is an airport. I do know there are daily flights. It's a very small, like little Cessna plane that folks get on and fly. And there's never been an incident that I'm aware of. So in terms of safety, I think that's pretty good. Do that. I don't know. I think Sunrise might, because Sunrise, they're the ones who fly from PAP to OCAP, right? But I am not sure. Unfortunately. But here's what you can do, Jacques Georges, bookit.com. Head over to that site that I own. Go to the travel packages. I've partnered up with some fantastic tour agents. They're experienced to the hilt. And I'm working with 2 companies right now. Go to the custom package section, okay? And just write up what you're looking to do, and we forward that information directly to them and put you in contact with them, and then they will set you up from the airport when you land to Port-au-Prince to your trip to Okai. And if just one little thing you're looking to do, we do that as well. And eventually we got to partner up with we've already partnered up with some buses and some hotels, but we got to partner up with some airlines too, so see if we can allow a portal or some facilitation through that. So definitely check that out. All right. And I hope you answered your question. All right. So I think that's going to wrap it up for me. All right. And again, until we're back at it again, guys, we'll be back at it again.